What's the biggest bullet you've ever dodged? I thought I was dating the sweetest guy on earth. He was volunteering, had this shy smile, and when he helped me carry some heavy boxes to my car, I noticed he looked really tired, like pale and exhausted. Tired. We started talking, and he mentioned he had kidney disease. Not in a dramatic way, just casually like, yeah, I do dialysis 3 times a week. It sucks, but whatever. I felt so bad for him. Here's this amazing guy dealing with something so scary, and he's still out here helping other people. We started dating pretty quick. Brandon was different from other guys I'd been with. He actually listened when I talked, remembered little. Things like how I hated olives on pizza, and he'd send me funny memes during his dialysis sessions. He'd joke about being plugged into the machine like a phone charger, but I could see how much it wore him down. About 4 months in, he started opening up more about his condition. The donor list was years long. His family wasn't compatible. He'd probably need dialysis for the rest of his life, unless some miracle happened. Some nights he'd fall asleep on my couch at like 7 p.m. because he was just drained. I couldn't stand watching him suffer, so I got tested to see if I could donate. The whole process took weeks: blood tests, psych evaluations, meeting with doctors. When the results came back saying I was a perfect match, I was so excited I literally ran to his apartment to tell him. Brandon started crying when I showed him the paperwork, like full-on sobbing. He kept saying, "Nobody's ever cared about me this much, and I don't deserve you." I thought he was just overwhelmed with relief. My family freaked out when I told them. My mom kept saying, "You barely know this guy." And my sister Emma was straight up hostile about it. She kept asking weird questions like, "Have you actually seen his medical records?" And, "How do you know he's really sick?" I got so mad at her for being suspicious of someone going through something so awful. The surgery got scheduled for a Tuesday morning. I signed all the papers, did the pre-op stuff, took time off work. Brandon seemed nervous but grateful. He kept thanking me and talking about how we'd have this special bond forever. Then I had to fly to Denver for this work conference the week before surgery. I almost canceled, but Brandon insisted I go. Said he didn't want me missing important stuff. For him. Sweet, right? Emma called me Thursday night while I was at my hotel. She sounded weird, like shaky. "Sophia, you need to see something. I'm sending you a video right now." The video was grainy, clearly shot from across the bar, but I could see Brandon clear as day. He was with this blonde girl, touching her arm, leaning in close. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was what I could hear him saying. "Yeah, so this chick I'm dating is giving me her kidney next week. Can you believe that? Free kidney, and then I'm gone. She's so gullible. Keeps talking about our future together." The girl laughed and said something about how crazy that was. Brandon just shrugged and said, "Hey, desperate times. She's not even that hot, but she tested compatible, so whatever." I watched that video, probably 20 times sitting on my hotel bed. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely hold my phone. Emma had followed him that night because something felt off about how quickly he'd pushed me to leave town. I flew back the next morning and went straight to his place. I knocked, and when he opened the door with that same sweet smile, I felt sick. "Hey babe, you're back early. How was Denver?" I just held up my phone with the video ready to play. His face went white immediately, like all the color just drained out. "Sophia, I can explain that it's not what it sounds like." But when I pressed play and we both heard him saying free kidney, and she's so gullible, he couldn't even look at me. I asked him straight up, "Are you actually sick?" The silence lasted forever. Then he started this pathetic backpedaling about how he used to have kidney problems years ago. And sometimes they flare up, and he just exaggerated a little because he really liked me. A little? I was screaming at this point. "You let me get surgery scheduled. You met my parents. You let me think I was saving your life." Finally, he admitted it. No current kidney disease. He'd found old medical records from when he had kidney stones in college and just ran with it. He'd done this before with other women, but never got as far as actual surgery scheduling. I canceled everything that day, called the hospital, called my job, called a lawyer my dad recommended. The lawyer said what Brandon did was fraud, and I could probably press charges if I wanted. The shock didn't hit me all at once. At first, there was just numbness, like my mind couldn't fathom the depths of the deception. How could someone steal the gift of my body, the trust of my heart, and twist it into some cruel game? The man I thought was brave and vulnerable was nothing but a liar, playing me for his own gain. I called the hospital to cancel the surgery, feeling a strange mix of relief and grief. Relief that I hadn't gone through with something so serious. For a lie, grief for the time, emotions, and trust I'd given away. I contacted my workplace to explain what happened. I had to take a step back, not just from the surgery, but emotionally too. My coworkers were supportive, but I felt like an open wound, fragile and raw. The lawyer my dad recommended was thorough. Brandon's actions technically amounted to medical fraud, emotional abuse, and it was possible to press charges for the financial and emotional turmoil he'd caused. But more importantly, the lawyer said, this kind of fraud cuts deep, Sophia. It's not just about money. It's about breach of trust and exploitation. That hit me hard. It wasn't just a scam. It was a violation of everything I believed a relationship should be. I thought about pressing charges, but I also knew this fight would take time. Time I wasn't sure I had. Instead, I focused on healing, leaning on family and close friends who rallied around me. Emma, who once was suspicious, apologized quietly. I was just trying to protect you, she said. I never wanted it to hurt like this. It didn't erase her doubt, but I accepted it. They say the deepest wounds come from those who care the most. The hardest days were when I sat with the physical reminders, the test results, appointment letters, the chat transcripts where he fed me lies. But slowly, I replaced those with new plans. I started volunteering with kidney disease support groups, learning the real stories of strength and struggle, inspired by those who live with the reality Brandon pretended to have. I threw myself into work and personal goals with a fierceness I hadn't known I had. The pain became fuel. Months later, I'm still healing, still trusting cautiously. But the biggest bullet I dodged wasn't just avoiding surgery or heartbreak. It was being with a man who only ever saw me as an opportunity, not as a person. Now, every time I think about Brandon, I remind myself, my worth isn't tied to someone else's lies. My strength is in my truth. And I'm just getting started. Story 2. She yelled. OMG, it's just a kiss. Why are you so insecure? After I saw the video, I said, just a kiss. What she found in her locker at work the next day. Shut her up. I, 30, male, am still processing the last 2 weeks. My girlfriend, Rebecca, 28, and I had been together for 3 years, lived together for one. I thought we were solid. Rebecca works as a nurse at a medical center. 12-hour shifts, 3 or 4 days a week. Always told me how exhausting it was, how she barely had energy for anything after work. I believed her. I'd meal prep for her, handle most of the housework on her work days. Thought I was being a supportive partner. 2 Saturdays ago, she said she was picking up an extra shift. Hospital was short-staffed. They were offering time and a half. Made sense. She'd done it before. I'll probably be home around 8 o'clock, she said, kissing me goodbye at 6 a.m. Love you. I'll have dinner ready. You're the best. Around 2 p.m., I get a text from my cousin Jerome. He was at this outdoor food festival downtown with his girlfriend. Sends me a video of some band playing asking if I knew them. But in the background of the video, maybe 20 foot behind him, I see Rebecca clear as day in regular clothes, not scrubs, laughing with some guy I don't recognize. Then right there in the video, she goes up on her tiptoes and kisses him. Not a peck, a full kiss. Arms around his neck, his hands on her waist. My stomach dropped. I texted Jerome, don't move. Keep recording. He was confused, but did it. Sent me 3 more videos over the next 10 minutes. Rebecca and this guy sharing food, holding hands, him wiping something off her face. Another kiss. I didn't text her, didn't call, just waited. She came home at 7:45 p.m. in scrubs, looking tired. Rough shift, I asked. Brutal. 2 codes, 1 difficult patient family. I'm dead. Must be exhausting here. I made that pasta you like. She smiled, kissed my cheek. What would I do without you? We ate dinner. She told me stories about her shift. I nodded along. After dinner, she went to shower. I sent her a single text. Check your phone after your shower. When she came out, I was sitting on the couch with my laptop open. What's this about? She asked, looking at her phone. I'd sent her Jerome's first video. Her face went white, then red, then defensive. You had someone spy on me. Jerome was at the festival. You were supposed to be at work. I left early. Wanted to grab some food in your regular clothes when you left in scrubs. I changed. Rebecca, who is he? She crossed her arms. A friend from work. Lucas, we grabbed food. Big deal. You kissed him. OMG, it's just a kiss. Why are you so insecure? Just a kiss? Yes. It didn't mean anything. We were caught up in the moment with the music and God. You're so dramatic. It was nothing. You lied about working because I knew you'd overreact like you are right now. It's just a kiss between friends. Friends don't kiss like that. How would you know? You barely have any friends. You're so clingy and needy. No wonder I needed space to breathe. That's done, but I stayed calm. So, you're saying kissing other people is okay in our relationship when it doesn't mean anything? When it's innocent? Yeah, grow up. Not everything is about sex and cheating. Okay, pack a bag and stay somewhere else tonight. We'll talk tomorrow, when you're ready to be honest. She laughed. Actually laughed. I'm not going anywhere. You can leave if you're so bothered by a little kiss. It's my apartment. My name on the lease. I've lived here a year. You can't just kick me out. You're right. But I can ask you to leave for the night so we can cool off, or we can break up right now. She grabbed a bag, threw some stuff in it. You're pathetic. It was just a kiss. You're throwing away 3 years over nothing. No, I'm trying to save 3 years by talking tomorrow when you're ready to tell the truth. She slammed the door. That night, I did some digging. Update 1. Rebecca stayed with her best friend, Celia, that Saturday night. Sunday morning, she came back around 10 a.m. ready for war. I've thought about it, she announced, walking in without knocking. And I've decided to forgive you for embarrassing me. Forgive me for overreacting, for making me leave my own home, for being controlling. Rebecca, you lied about work and kissed another man. It was just a kiss. Lucas and I are friends. Sometimes friends kiss. It's European. Lucas is European. No, but the concept is you're so American about everything, so possessive. So, you're saying this has happened before? What? No, just that one time. But if it's so innocent and European, why wouldn't it have happened before? She stumbled over that logic. Look, can we just move past this? I said it meant nothing. Show me your phone. Excuse me. If it meant nothing, if Lucas is just a friend, show me your messages with him. That's an invasion of privacy. So is lying about where you are and kissing other people. I don't have to prove anything to you. Then we're done. She pulled out her phone, deleted something right in front of me, then handed it over. See, nothing. You just deleted your conversation with him. There was nothing important. Then why delete it? Because you'd misinterpret innocent things. I handed her phone back. Rebecca, I need you to leave. We're over. Over a kiss? Are you serious? Over the lying, the gaslighting, and whatever you're hiding. I'm not hiding anything. You know what? Fine. When you realize how stupid you're being, don't come crawling back. Lucas actually appreciates me. I thought he was just a friend. She stormed out again. Here's what she didn't know. I'd already looked at our phone bill online. She'd been texting one number excessively for 2 months. Hundreds of messages daily. Late-night calls. I did a reverse lookup. It was registered to Lucas Brennan, but I needed more info before I did anything. So, I reached out to my friend Tanya, who also works at the medical center. Different department, but she knows everyone. Lucas Brennan? Oh yeah, he's in pharmacy. Why? Just curious. Rebecca mentioned him. Mentioned him. They're like always together at lunch. Everyone thinks they're what? Hooking up. Sorry, I thought you knew. I figured you guys had an arrangement or something. My blood ran cold. How long? Has everyone thought this? Maybe 2 months. He's always in the break room when she's there. They leave together sometimes. Someone saw them in his car a few weeks ago getting pretty friendly, and no one thought to tell me. We thought you knew. Rebecca said you guys were open. Open? We were not open. We'd never discussed being open. I thanked Tanya and started planning. Update 2. Monday. Rebecca texted me like nothing happened. Getting my stuff after work. Be there at 8 o'clock. I'll be out. Doors unlocked. Leave your key. Whatever. But I wasn't out. I was at the medical center. See, I'd taken Monday off work. Had something to deliver. Sunday night, I'd done more research. Found Lucas on social media. Guy was engaged. Engaged to a woman named Diane, who was currently deployed overseas. Military. Her Facebook was full of posts about missing her fiancé, counting down days until she comes home. 3 more months. I printed everything. Rebecca telling coworkers we were open. Lucas's engagement photos. Diane's posts about their wedding plans. Screenshots of our phone bill showing thousands of texts between Rebecca and Lucas. But the crown jewel. Tanya came through for me. Sent me security footage from the parking garage. 3 separate occasions of Rebecca and Lucas in his car making out heavily. One where she's clearly straddling him in the driver's seat. All timestamped during her shifts. I put it all in a manila envelope. Wrote Rebecca on the front. Monday afternoon. Walked right into the medical center. Visitor pass for picking up paperwork. Went to the staff area. Found Rebecca's locker. Tanya had told me where. It was combination locked, but maintenance was doing work in the room. Told them I was Rebecca's boyfriend. Forgot something in her locker. She gave me the combo, but I forgot it. Can't help you, man. Policy. The maintenance guy said, fair enough. Can you just put this inside when you see her? It's important paperwork she needs. I can leave it on top. That works. I tucked the envelope partially under the lock where it would be visible but secure. Then I left. 3 p.m. My phone explodes. Rebecca calling. Ignored. Calling again. Ignored. Texting. What did you do? How dare you come to my work? This is harassment. Everyone saw the photos. See what I didn't know but should have guessed. Rebecca opened the envelope right therein. The locker room in front of 6 other nurses. The photos scattered. Everyone saw her straddling Lucas. Everyone saw the evidence she'd been lying about us being open. Then came the best text. Diane knows Lucas is freaking out. Turns out one of the nurses in that locker room was friends with Diane. Immediately took photos of what fell out of the envelope and sent them to her. By 4 p.m., Rebecca was in the parking lot when I pulled up to my apartment. You ruined my life. How? It was just a kiss. Remember? Everyone at work thinks I'm a home wrecker. Are you? Lucas told me he and Diane were basically broken up. The woman planning their wedding 3 months from now. He said she was obsessed and wouldn't let go. So, you knew he was with someone. It's complicated. No, it's not. You cheated. You lied. You got caught. It was just we didn't even have sex. So what were you doing straddling him in his car? You violated my privacy. You violated our relationship. She was crying now. Not sad tears, angry tears. Lucas won't even talk to me. Diane called him screaming. He threw me under the bus. Said I pursued him. Shocking. This is your fault if you hadn't been so insecure about one innocent kiss. Rebecca, stop. You've been cheating for 2 months. Everyone at your work knows you told them we were open when we weren't. You lied repeatedly. This is all on you. I'll be the laughingstock. I have to work with these people. Should have thought of that before making out with an engaged coworker in the parking garage at work. I hate you. Okay. She got her stuff that night. Threw her key at me. Called me every name in the book. Said I was abusive, controlling, psychotic. Final update, SO, the fallout has been intense. Lucas's fiancée, Diane, broke off their engagement from overseas. She's staying deployed for another 3 months, but had her family clean out their apartment. Lucas had to move back with his parents. At work, Rebecca became persona non grata. Not officially. No one would risk HR issues. But suddenly, she's not. Invited to lunch groups. No one wants to swap shifts with her. The nursing staff is tight-knit, and many of them are married or in relationships. They don't trust her now. Tanya told me Rebecca tried damage control, telling everyone I was abusive, and she sought comfort with Lucas. But then other people started comparing notes. She'd told different people different stories. Told one we were Paul Polly. Told another I was gay and she was my cover. Told a third we'd been broken up for months, but still lived together. None of it matched. Lucas threw her completely under the bus to save his own reputation. Claimed she pursued him relentlessly. Said she told him she was single. Even filed an HR complaint saying she created a hostile work environment for him. Wednesday, Rebecca showed up at my door at 11 p.m. I need to stay here tonight. No. Celia. Kicked me out. She says I'm toxic. Okay. I have nowhere to go. That's not my problem. We were together 3 years. We're past tense. You destroyed my life over a kiss, Rebecca. For the last time, it wasn't just a kiss. You had an emotional and physical affair for 2 months. You lied to me, to your coworkers, to everyone. You got caught. The consequences are yours. I could have kept it secret. We could have worked through it. But you didn't want to work through it. You wanted to gaslight me into thinking I was insecure for having boundaries. I loved you. No, you loved having a meal prep chef and maid while you fooled around with Lucas. She sat on my doorstep and cried for an hour. Real tears this time. I didn't open the door again. Eventually, she left yesterday. Got a text from an unknown number. It was Lucas. Thanks for ruining my life. You ruined your own life when you cheated on your fiancé. Rebecca said you guys were open. Did you ever verify that with me? Why would I? Because you were sneaking around with someone's girlfriend. She said it was fine and you believed her because it was convenient. Diane won't forgive me. Good for Diane. Rebecca won't even talk to me now. Shocking that someone who cheats with you would also lie to you. You're a psycho. I'm a guy who provided evidence of an affair to interested parties. What they did with that information was their choice. He sent a bunch of angry texts. I blocked him. Rebecca posted on social media about surviving narcissistic abuse and starting fresh. 15 likes. Most of our mutual friends unfriended her after hearing the Real story. Me? I'm doing okay. Apartment's quieter. Meal prepping just for myself now. Started going to the gym again. Matched with someone on a dating app yesterday. She seems nice. We're getting coffee Saturday. Funny how just a kiss turned into losing. A relationship, a friend group, work reputation, and an affair partner. But hey, I'm just insecure, right?